the Trevor Jackson Podcast.
What's good with y'all today on this beautiful Thursday, this hump day? Joe Budden podcast, one of my favorite podcasts, one of my go-to podcasts. I love the conversations that they have, the dialogue, and, just the perspectives and assessments that they be giving about hip-hop culture. But this conversation came up, he has implemented Mark Lamont Hill in a way that is, I think, beneficial because they talk more politics and more of, pop culture and trending societal things. And he spoke about hip hop in a way that, I'm not used to hearing. Like, where are the protest songs? We're living in transformational times with ICE doing what they doing out in the world right now. With FBA, I seen the individual who was speaking for the Black Panther Party. Then the Black Panthers removed him and he created the Black Lions. I'm going to do an episode on him also, so I ain't going to speak his name right now and at the moment or whatever, though. But I wanted to play this audio because it was towards the end of the podcast, and I hope people didn't miss this conversation. Let me cue up my Bluetooth right quick so I can play this from my phone. I hope people didn't miss this conversation because I felt like this was important. He said, where is hip hop at? Where are the people who speak for the people? Because that's what hip hop was created for, to be spokesman for the voiceless. Let's get into this audio, and I'll be back to chop it up with y'all here in a minute. But this is, Joe had some words for hip hop following Alex Pretty's killing in Minneapolis. Let's get right to it. Let's get to it.
It's sickening. It's sickening to think of the hip hop I came from and the hip hop I was introduced to, and think of the hip hop that other people were introduced to, and how silent hip hop is on certain matters. You niggas is pawns, pussies, and fucking puppets. All of y'all don't have a voice to say shit. Everybody. It's too silent for me. It's too silent when you see Americans getting executed on American soil. In the 80s,
by America.
Yeah, by America. And then they go on TV and tell you every reason that what you just saw is not what is. No time in my life could that happen and hip hop not be in an uproar.
I disagree.
Shit. I'm not asking you.
I know. We on a podcast giving our stances and takes. I think that hip hop has turned their blind eye to it because
it's a white person.
Yep. Because it's white people. And hip hop, nigga, this show, we push a lot of anti-white whatever. So if it's affecting white people, hip hop is looking at it, and it's, if you read the comments, it's saying,
think this show pushes anti-white. We make jokes on white people.
Take that out.
Take the anti part. I don't think that. I mean, that's his position.
What I'm saying,
my business. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you read the comments, they saying, I don't give a fuck. These white people, they don't come to our back. They don't come to support us when we going through trials and tribulations. Fuck them. If you read the comments, it's plain as day, and it's very loud in the comments. I don't give a fuck about them shooting white people. People are saying it in the comments.
I mean, I'm struggling with this because I do think when things happen to people who aren't you, the natural human instinct is to have more distance from it. Not just Alex Pretty, who was killed this past weekend rest in peace by these officers.
Not just killed,
murder,
executed.
I don't want to use that word just because it's a legal term, and I don't want us to get sued. But he was certainly killed by police, and if he's found guilty, then it'll be murder. But I believe it looked consistent with a murder allegation for me. He didn't have a weapon on. They took the weapon from him and still shot him, and we saw that plain as day on the video. I mean, it.
He wasn't in a threatening stance. He wasn't nothing. Like, you can't say that you shot him because you were in fear of your safety or your life. There's 5 of y'all on this man. He's down on the ground in a submissive positioning, and he got shot.
My problem with that.
I'm gonna let Park speak after I give a little bit of perspective. I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section also. You know, to me, Joe is speaking like America is united. He said Americans getting killed by Americans. What I may say may not be right, like internally, like cause I come from a place where it's a multicultural place. I went to schools that was multicultural schools, and I have an appreciation for all human beings, first of all. But you know, if you know that America is divided, it's not the United States of America, it's divided. I feel like you have to protect yourself first before you open up to other things. So him saying hip hop is pussy is interesting because why are those artists or those people speaking for a people that they don't represent, or those people may not be looking out for their best interest? They trying to scam their way into what they got going on. Let me let these boys continue.
It's just the hypocrisy when the fucking Rittenhouse kid and all the millions of other fucking gun-toting Republicans are walking around. It's the NRA and it's all the Second Amendment bangers saying he had a right to hold the gun. That's a fucking American right. And when this happens, he's a domestic terrorist. It's fucked up and it's wrong and it's hypocritical. And anybody that stands by it, you can get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, facts. And let's not ignore the fact that they actually also just lied. It's not just a matter of perspective. The Trump administration, his attorney general's office, everybody, they've lied. They said that this man was attacking police. Mm-hmm. The ICE agents lied. They said that this guy was in a threatening position. He wasn't.
Well, that's a big problem I have with Ish's retort to what I said. Yes, it was a white person. But it was a white person defending a black woman.
Bro, listen to what I'm telling you. I'm not for this. Is not my position. I came in here for weeks and weeks and weeks and said anti shit to what's going on. I'm telling you that if you read the comments are saying fuck them. They never come to bat for us. I don't give a fuck when they are getting murdered. That is what people are expressing. Okay. So if you talking about a hip hop thing collectively, that is a lot of people's opinions. It's not Ish's opinion.
It's almost like it ain't our business type shit.
I get you. I got to stop for a minute, and because I know what Ish is talking about. He's just not speaking it specifically, but he's talking about the comment section. So, black people have delineated with the idea and the identity of African Americans and have identified with foundational black Americans. All of that protecting and standing into, because it seems like, our people haven't been prioritized in this country. It don't seem like it is a factual statement that we have been looked down upon. Until reparations, until laws can be changed, until us being foundationally Americans can get into more political seats and make decisions instead of people from other countries. Don't expect, don't expect black folk to move. You've been seeing us get harmed and stuff for eons. So don't expect, foundational black Americans to come to your aid. That's basically what people are saying in that comment section. And he was reading it, he seen it, and he brought it to their attention. Let's see what they got to say about it.
Where I was going with that,
but what he's saying it is. But I get both.
I also don't really agree with that sentiment, because when there was the various terrible things that happened under the last administration, there was plenty of white folks there protesting and saying shit. Anyway,
but I get what Ish is saying.
He's saying what he's seen in the comments.
Is that that's people's perspective, whether it's accurate or not? I guess what I'm.
Yeah, but no, hold up, Mark. Slow down. Who gives a fuck what people in comments are saying? Like when I'm talking about hip hop and the people we listen to, being voices and almost news and social activists for what is going on regionally. That's not really who cares about what the commenters are saying. Like the rappers that I came up on were community leaders. Like this is bigger than I'm not really having like a music and what's your opinion on this conversation?
See,
we have too many voices. And if all of them are silent, I'm gonna assume some of them are and have been complicit with what is going on.
I think that's where I'm struggling. To your point, and this is where I was going. Just to your point, I mean, I feel what you're saying about the how people are doing it because of distance, but I feel like from being that thing. But for me, even in Minneapolis with George Floyd, I just felt like in the last 10 years, I just feel like the artists are just getting further and further away from a political consciousness.
Well, you know, I got a good take for that. I would like for y'all to educate me in the comment section. Joe Budden said that the artists he came up under were community leaders. I'm about to say they because I don't know specifically who they are, but I feel like they killed off the artists that was community leaders. The last ones that I actually can really think of was Young Dolph and Nipsey Hussle. Educate me in the comment section who is the current day community leaders, because I feel like, you know, when I heard 21 Savage say F the streets, that was louder than, you know, what the people in the street was perceiving it to be. Because saying F the streets mean F the people that's still in that current situation. You know, I got on. I'm removing myself from the struggle. My fault, y'all. I'm removing myself from the struggle. So who are the current community leaders? Who are the people that's going and giving back and creating opportunity? That's the key word, because to me, if you really love your community, like if I was, I ain't gonna, you know, I want to speak about myself for a moment because I create hip hop music, but you know, my town and my community actually didn't support me in the way that I felt as if they should have. But if it was me, I would go back and create job opportunities. I would have bought the laundromat down the street. I would have bought the trap gas station that we all went to. I would have bought the burger spot and created jobs for all people instead of, you know, other individuals from other ethnicities owning the things that's in our community because they was being sold for cheap. You know, I still kick myself in the back for not buying a whole street when the houses was $5,000 to $12,000 that's now being sold for $175,000 to $200,000. It's just, who is the community leaders? Now I want to go back, you know, to a point where Parks was making a point. You know, that man was, Joe was saying that we should speak for this man because he was protecting a black woman. It is people speaking for him. It's just that it might not be in your algorithm. But one thing I want to say that I don't play with in public unless I'm about to use them. You know, I learned from the Star report, to remain objective when it comes to conversation, because I don't want a lawsuit or a complaint being mailed to me for something that I said outlandishly on the podcast. Also, I'm not going to go in public playing with guns. If I pull a gun out, somebody's getting shot immediately. I'm not going to pull it out for nobody to see it or for me to protect something else. I'm going to use it. You can't be playing with guns and words, because some people think because those laws is in place that you can have a gun, that there's no consequences to having a gun. You better use it or get laid down. You know, people think that free speech is free. It's consequences to speaking. Let me let them continue because I'm getting passionate about it. Getting a little too passionate. Let's go.
You know,
with George Floyd
I agree.
with George Floyd, was hip hop loud?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they were loud enough there either. That's my point. I feel like
loud enough is a comparative. I'm saying was the hip hop community loud when it came to George Floyd? They were loud when it came to George Floyd.
They were.
We just saw we saw 3 people get shot. We saw 2 people get killed.
Yeah.
And Joe is saying hip hop is not loud. And I'm telling you that there's a disconnect between what hip hop sees that is their problem and what they see is not their problem. We are not in disagreement.
I'm calling those people that are from that hip hop pussies, puppets, and pawns.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just telling you that is the
they have a reason.
That's the lens. That a lot of people are speaking through that lens. And it's not me making it up because I don't stand with that side. What I'm telling you is a lot of people are saying this ain't our fight. Fuck them. A lot of people are also saying, yo, I don't give a fuck about this immigration shit. The Spanish people don't come to our back.
That's
people are saying that.
But see, that's where
I'm not making that shit up. That's what a lot of people's sentiment is.
I think you're 100% accurate.
People are saying, yo, these Spanish motherfuckers voted for Trump. Now they get what they bargained for.
And see, I agree with your assessment 100% that the people are saying that. My point is just, I see a growing disconnect between our politics, and our representation in the arts.
I agree.
You know, and while I agree that it was louder for George Floyd and it was louder in Ferguson, I still feel like we're sliding down. I still feel like it's getting worse and worse, even when it is us. But I also want to just add real quick, even if I accepted, like, okay, Alex Pretty's a white dude, you know, Renee Good, whatever, white. Are we going to say these Somalians aren't black? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we just Somali, excuse me, thank you. We keep establishing new us's and them's.
Yes.
Tricky word.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. That's what we keep. And I think for me, it's a humanity point. It's a decency point. It ain't about what color you are. It ain't about what your age is. I don't give a fuck about.
He dragged that Honduran. He lit us up with that shit. My bad. Go ahead.
I don't.
Generals to Globetrotters 98.
I don't give a fuck about what separates
watch your fucking mouth, bro.
We human beings, my nigga, and it's a humanity issue to me more than it's a racial issue or a ethnicity issue. I think is whack. But again, divide and conquer has always been a tool.
For sure. That's what I'm saying.
I like Ish a lot, you know, and I understand that they have a platform that reaches a loud audience, and you don't want to neglect your audience or remove certain individuals by speaking a racial division. You don't want to continue to contribute to the division, but we all know that it's a division. So sometimes you have to tell the truth. Truth be told, you know what I'm saying? He talked about Mark Lamont Hill that was hip hop loud enough when George Floyd got what happened to him. I feel like that was the loudest I ever seen a protest because it wasn't just hip hop. It was athletes, it was entertainers, movies, actors, it was the NBA, the NFL. Everybody was protesting at that point. The whole world was protesting. So Mark Lamont Hill's point is, you know, for him to be an educator, that was kind of foolish. How he, you know what I'm saying, said what he said. To Ish's point, I understand you trying to walk a thin line though, but it's a different world we live in. Y'all gotta talk about racism. I feel like racism will never, ever, in my lifetime. That's why I don't be having time to play with folk. I'm 46. I ain't got time to play with folk. You know what I'm saying? I probably got 25 years max, 30 years max on this planet. I feel like racism will always exist. It's monetized more than anything. You can look on YouTube and podcast platforms and see that partially the most clicked and most viewed content from small creators is racial commentary. People are monetizing racial commentary because that's what is people interest. People are interested in the divide. Let me let them keep cooking, man.
Like, do you? So you on the total opposite side of that, right? Like, do you feel like that some of the people feel that we've been going through this forever, so now it's now it's y'all turn to see what we've been experiencing?
Ooh, I hope not.
Do I feel that that's a right position?
No, I don't. I know. Do you feel that that's what people's stance is?
They're saying it, bro. It's not about what I feel.
So no, he's added another layer to it, though. He's saying not just like that ain't our fight, but we actually want you to go through this so you can experience what we went through.
Because I saw some. You know,
not necessarily want, but it's a lot of people that's saying,
bruh.
All right, now you see what the fuck we was talking about. Maybe now now it'll be a problem. How we talked about
that's corny.
It's very corny, but this is a lot of people.
Let me just say something.
Real fast. Let me just finish. With the opioid crisis, right?
Yeah.
When that shit was fucking up the hood, nobody gave a fuck until it started to affect them out there. This could be a repeat. Like, yo, they've been doing this to us for how long, y'all? They didn't really rock. Now that it's happening out there, now y'all see maybe y'all will do something now.
Earlier we were talking about, the reason why I said that, because earlier we were talking about the whole guy that, you know, we were saying the Black Panthers took the flag and all that shit, right?
Yeah. The guy you interviewed, by the way.
Yeah.
Y'all should check out his interview.
Yeah. A video that I saw was a Black Panther member saying that we are worrying about Black people. We're worrying about us. We still got internal things to deal with. We're not worried about what's going on. A lot of the Hispanic people were not on our sides and helping us. And people are with voices are saying these things. And to me, I don't agree. I was like, from a humanitarian standpoint, like somebody's getting killed, but the people with voices are saying that.
Yeah.
Like, yo, y'all got to go through that. This is what we've been going through for so many years. Police been coming up, killing us in our hoods. None of you guys came up and defended any of that. So
I understand. It's still the wrong mindset to have.
You know, I'm gonna close it off with this because I'm on the side of the Black Panther. You know, y'all shouldn't have to experience what y'all experiencing. You know, I was for ICE at first. I was for a lot of the things that Trump was doing at first, but I feel like it's blown out of proportion now. It could be a different way and a cleaner way. But y'all came over here illegally. We didn't come over here illegally. We was brought over here. It's amendments and things in the Constitution written about us when the creation of this country was created. And some of us didn't come over here. Some of us are foundational to this country. So, you know, I'm with the Black Panther man when he said we got to prioritize ourselves. That's facts. That is big old facts, because not saying we want you. I'm not saying that I want y'all to go through anything, but we have internal issues we have to deal with on our own. Y'all need to prioritize yourself. We need to prioritize ourselves and deal with the reality that this is a racist society. It is not no unified state. It has never been, and it never will be in my lifetime. I don't know, 40 years down the line, everybody could go along and get along, but in my lifetime, that's not the reality. Real talk. So prioritizing ourselves, stop gang banging and all of that old type of stuff and unify as one entity and come up with one agenda to, get the political process going for us to have certain things, for us to be in Senate seats, mayoral positions, just in different realms of leadership in society. Have our own schools, our own communities like other ethnicities, because we don't have our own communities. My perception of it, we live in neighborhoods and we have neighborhoods, but we don't have our own communities where we have banks, hospitals, food banks, farmers markets, things like that. What's your thoughts about this in the comment section below, man? I appreciate everybody that support my channel. Hip hop is silent on this. Should hip hop speak about this? I just want to know y'all perspective. I'm here to learn, man. I appreciate y'all. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone. Chill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.